My name is Donna Quinn and I'm married to Damien, and I have one daughter called Annie. We live in the country and we enjoy spending time as a family. Prior to having Annie, I worked in the Western Health and Social Care Trust, but however I've currently had to have a career break. Annie was born in April 2013. 9 months later she was diagnosed with MPS1 Hurler syndrome, which is a life-limiting illness. Annie received her treatment in Galvin, Royal Children's Hospital and Manchester Children's Hospital. In summary, Annie received 2 bone marrow transplants to replace the missing enzyme in her blood. She was very unwell during this treatment and required life support, staying in ICU for 74 days in Manchester Children's Hospital. That was. Thankfully she recuperated well with the support of family and the multi-professionals that were involved in her care. When Annie got discharged from hospital, she was provided with a good care package which included the CCNs and community nursing accelerators. As with most packages in the community, we had several different staff visiting the home. Due to the risk of infection with Annie, we had to reduce the amount of family members and friends attending the house to reduce that risk. So with the different numbers of staff attending the house, we felt we were actually putting Annie's life at risk. And the difficulties with different staff coming to the house, you had to explain each time how Annie was, what sort of night she had, what to expect throughout the day, and it just felt as if it was consuming part of my time. There was also on occasions where we would get short notice that staff wasn't available, so therefore I'd have to try and call upon other members of the family to come and help. I totally understand the demands on staff and I'm very thankful for the help that we've given. However, over a period of time we realised that it was not sustainable in the long term for us as a family. My sister-in-law works as a social worker within the trust, and she often mentioned the direct payments process to me, and at the time I didn't feel if I was ready to take on another role in terms of recruiting the staff, paying wages, dealing with HMRC, registering as an employer. I thought it was just a bit too much. However, through time I met with the community sister, met with the social worker, and we agreed a new care package. We agreed also to go down the direct payment route. We recruited staff with the help of my sister-in-law. I also liaised with the rep from the Independent Living and with Jonathan McGuigan from Finance, who helped me set up the whole process. Annie was due to start play school in September 2016. The play school that I wanted to go to was a community play school, but to allow her to go, she would have needed the assistance of the PA to take her, but under the direct payment process that didn't allow for her PA to go along with her. At that stage we heard of the self-directed support process, which would allow us to be more flexible in the hours that we would have. That would allow me to send the PA to school. It was very important to us as a family so that Annie would be able to go to school, to mix with other peers and to be involved in play like any other child of her own age. Annie had spent so much time in hospital from she was 9 months old, so to be out there involved with other children, it was something she was lacking in. An education authority like nursery would not have allowed this process, and given that Annie did not have a educational statement in place, they would not have been able to put a carer into the nursery from the educational side of things to look after her. Absolutely loves it. She can't wait to go to it every day, and she comes home with all these amazing stories of all the things she's done. It has really developed her in terms of sensory play and physical play. Before she wouldn't have touched sand, water, Play-Doh. She's made huge advances in this, and also she wasn't, at the start of play school, she wasn't able to use the climbing frame. She hadn't got the strength within her body to pull herself up, but now she's doing that independently. The PA assists Annie with her feeding bag. Annie is on her feeding bag 24 hours a day, doesn't really get much breaks, but to allow Annie to be involved in all of the activities, especially outdoor activities, she would use her initiative to detach her from the bag to allow her to get involved, which is very important because I don't want her excluded from any activity. I want her to be in there, stuck in the middle of it like any other child, enjoying it, having fun, and she would reattach her to her bag once that activity is over. She also keeps an eye on her temperature in terms of having their Hickman line in situ, so that's very important because that's a risk of sepsis if she was to temperature, so that has to be monitored. Annie's bowels would move very frequently, and also Annie would have tendency to vomit quite often, so the carer would monitor throughout the day and does a very good job at it. I actually utilised 2 carers for the playgroup. One does 4 days a week, one does 1 day a week. So this, if one carer was to take sick, I have another one to fill in the place. The other carer normally does a night shift role, but the two of them are very good. But what's really allowed me to be able to send Andy to the nursery is changing over the process from direct payments to the self-directed support process. It allows me the flexibility to utilise my carers the way I want to do it, and to provide Annie with the basic play skills that a normal child should have. The flexibility of self-directed support has allowed us to send Annie to Irish dancing on a Friday night. Her PA attends and takes her, and Annie absolutely loves it. The benefits of this: it helps Annie from a physical development, it promotes her balance, and it's something we wouldn't have been able to avail of unless the self-directed support process was in place. Self-directed support has really changed the lives of myself and my husband. It gives us more control of who comes in and out of the house. It gives us the flexibility to use PAs when and whenever we want them. It allows us to send Annie to community nursery, out to social activities that she would not have been able to avail of if self-directed support wasn't in place, as it has made life happier for myself, Damien and Annie. I would definitely recommend the self-directed support process for anyone, as they have more control, more flexibility, and it's their say.